Greetings and welcome. I am your host, R.Lynn Harmon L, and this is Burglary or Birthright. Thank you for joining us as we are here on Keeping People Real TV. During our last discussion, addressing corruption, because that is the continued topic for at least right now. We are supporting, we want to announce that at this time that we are advocating and supporting for the release of Rich Long. Who has been unlawfully arrested and continues to be detained. All right. The topic that we are going to continue having is corruption. Corruption within the government, corruption within the cities, the states, the municipalities, and the players are all the participants who you look to as being the professionals. From the bankers, to the attorneys, to the judges, to the clerks of the court, they are all involved in the scheme. They are all involved in the scheme. And so today, what we are going to do is we are going to continue to shed some light, to sound the alarm regarding a very serious issue that maybe many of you are unaware of. You see, this is a topic that is very dear to my heart because my grandmother and my nation have become victims of these schemes. They have become victims of these schemes. Now, prior to them becoming victims of the scheme, I myself, within my practice, assisted individuals who were dealing with these types of issues, foreclosure issues that were considered to be fraudulent foreclosures. Where in the documents, when you go through the documents, the document which is a contract, and my area of expertise within my practice was contract law. Okay, I was very much aware of the elements that are necessary in order to formulate a valid contract. And when you are dealing with other legally trained individuals, it's only fair that you expect for them to also understand the basics of what is required in order to form a valid contract. It's not difficult. It is not difficult at all. It may appear to be difficult to the lay individual, to the individuals who are not used to dealing with documents and contracts and creating them, reviewing them, revising, editing them on a regular basis. And so it can be contracts, whether it is in the form of a lease, okay, for those of you who lease, whether it is in the form of a purchase and sell agreement, whether it is in the form of, like even with you, if you purchase tickets, okay? Because that is a contract. If you purchase a ticket to go to a theater, to go to a show, that is also a contract, okay? My logo and slogan for my firm was contracts for your life, because within our lives, our pretty much everything that is in our life is governed by contracts. Everything that we do. Anytime you have to sign your name on the dotted line, anything that you have to execute, okay, that requires your signature, you are engaging or entering into a contract, okay? And so it definitely behooves you to read everything before you sign your name on a dotted line. Okay, so with that being said, we are going to continue with our topic on corruption, and which involves the pointers dealing with profiting and fraud, murder, and corruption. But there is an article where they also include identity theft. Identity theft at this time is at its highest. And, I, for one, have been one to always caution my clients against just freely giving out certain information that companies, entities are not entitled for you to give out. It's legally not required for you to give out certain information. And but what has happened is you have these acts that these companies, they engage in, and by default, individuals, the companies, they begin to engage in behavior that becomes a part of the trade, okay, which places the customer it places them not just at a disadvantage, but it puts them in jeopardy, okay? Because when your identity is stolen, then that affects, especially the way that the system is devised, that affects your entire life, and it can either make or break you in terms of what it is that you will be able to obtain and what you will not be able to obtain, because it will affect directly your credit, okay? And so last week I mentioned one of the biggest major players in the corrupt foreclosure bank schemes that have been committed, not just against the government, but also committed against its what we're going to refer to as its clients, okay? Its clients, individuals who they have actually conned, committed, had falsified documents against, just in order to steal money, okay, to profit. Okay, so that's the whole objective or the goal regarding this agenda. The agenda behind the schemes is to profit, okay, to place individuals at a disadvantage, and all for profit. So that is wherein we have the fraud, and it is intentionally done. We are not talking about individuals who are unfamiliar with the trade and the industry, and they have just kind of made some mistakes. Oh no. When you're talking about an industry and major players such as Flagstar, Bank of America, Ditech, and a few other names, big names of banks engaged and instrumental in the mortgage arena. These are not small names. These are not small names. These are not small players. They know what they are doing, and everything that they are doing is intentional. They just don't care. They don't care And the name of the game, or the object of the game, is to increase their profit margins by any means necessary. And in the words of the Philadelphia police and the sheriffs who arrived at the asset, 1361 South 46th Street in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on October 6, 2021, we are here to do damage.
Somebody open the door. Get off me! Come on, step in. Get off me! Step in. Get the keys. You got the keys in it? Alright, let's lock it. Let's lock it. Huh? We're gonna lose the doors. So. Oh, wow. Alright then, well, let's go. Let's get mommy ready because they're coming.
Okay, we are here to do damage, and the bankers, they are causing a lot of damage all over, not just the nation but the world. So I'm going to read from you an article by the Department of Justice, the United States Attorney's Office, the District of Rhode Island. This is just one, okay? And there will be others in future broadcasts, and there will be others that will be attached and included in the recordings. But here we are. This is from Friday, December 11th, 2015. And the reason I am dealing with some of the older articles and older indictments is because Flagstar, through its attorneys, were trying to, in my grandmother's case, in the McLeod case, wherein they indicated that she knowingly and willingly entered into this agreement or arrangement with Flagstar. When she was deemed legally incapacitated in 2016, the documents dated that Flagstar sent me were from 2011, and here it is. We have in 2012 there was an indictment against Flagstar, okay? And here in this particular Department of Justice release, December 11, 2015, 6 indicted in alleged mortgage fraud, bank fraud, identity theft scheme. Okay. RI attorney, real estate agent, mortgage originator, and loan officer, latest to be charged in wide-ranging investigations into mortgage fraud in Rhode Island. So the mortgage fraud, dealing with my grandmother's situation, and not just hers, because there's been a substantial number of mortgage fraud matters just solely in the city of Philadelphia. However, due to the level of corruption that exists in the city of Philadelphia, many of those mortgage cases have been dismissed by the courts, and for those that have been accepted, they have been trying to deal with them quietly so that the public will not know about them. And so we are here on we're keeping it real. We are informing the public of what is truly happening, what is transpiring, and why there is such a substantial increase in the number of homeless people. Okay, because these frauds Okay, this corruption and the fraud that is taking place, that is occurring, it is causing people to lose their homes, and because they don't have anywhere to go, not only are they losing their homes, but they are losing all of their property. Within our investigation, we have learned, we have found, especially since this has happened directly to my grandmother, that when they come in and they evict you, they remove you from the home, they have it set up so that there are other agencies that are there, you know, moving companies, as well as who knows who all these people are, but they have other people there who then they permit to just enter the premises, the property, and those individuals take your things, your items, and you may or may not get your items back. Okay, the situation with my grandmother was when they arrived, they being the sheriff, the police, everybody just allowed for these unknown individuals to enter, you know, our property.
Somebody open the door. Get off me! Come on, step in. Get off me! Step in. Get the keys. You got the keys in there? Alright, let's lock it. Lock it.
What is supposed to do?
Huh? We're gonna lose the doors. So.
Oh, wow.
Alright then, well, let's go. Let's get mommy ready, because they're coming.
Because it still is our property, regardless of what, you know, the courts are, you know, are asserting, whatever they are saying. It is all based upon fraudulently contrived documents. These documents, the contract is void ab initio. It is void ab initio. The evidence was presented in court, and the corrupt judges, the corrupt system blatantly ignored the evidence. Okay, so this corrupt mortgage foreclosure situation, this is not the first time in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania where you have had corruption just overflowing, okay, within a community. You know, Luzerne County, you know, the Cash for Kids, that was a huge, you know, that was a huge, just awful situation wherein you had an entire county. It was an entire county because although in the end, when you have certain individuals who are indicted and then who have to pay, and I refer to them as being the sacrificial lambs, but we here on Burglary or Birthright, which is on the platform of Keeping People Real TV, we know that in order for these types of schemes to succeed, that you have to have certain things in place. Okay, if I am the judge and I am putting children in prison and sending them to private correctional facilities for the sake of me profiting, you can't tell me that the court that I work for and the staff who is around me don't know that this is happening. You can't tell me that the lawyers don't know. The district attorney's office doesn't know. You cannot tell me that people don't know. You cannot tell me that the attorney general of the Commonwealth did not know. But see, from my experience with, with working to assist and advocate on behalf of assisting my grandmother and the nation, okay, regarding the asset 1361 South 46th Street, there were numerous correspondence that were sent to different agencies that were supposed to be able to assist in the matter. And each one of them responded that there was nothing that they could do and that they could not help. So it's not that they don't know that this is going on. It's just they choose to turn a blind eye to what is happening. They choose to turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to what is happening. That is what is going on, and that is why not just the city of Philadelphia, but the entire nation, okay? And we're talking about the United States that sits on Aboriginal land here in North America, why the entire nation has become plagued with corruption. So our time is running low here, so very quickly I just want to get to the article so that you can have a reference, okay? And we'll include some additional information. Below in the description box. And so here, 6 indicted in the alleged mortgage fraud, bank fraud, identity theft scheme. This is from an article 2015, and this particular article from the Department of Justice was specifically talking about the District of Rhode Island, okay? Providence, Rhode Island. A 22-count federal grand jury indicted unsealed in United States District Court in Providence on Thursday charges 6 individuals, including a Rhode Island real estate attorney, a real estate agent, a licensed loan originator, a former loan officer, a loan processor, and a real estate investor, with allegedly participating in a conspiracy to obtain money they were not entitled to from financial institutions and individuals through mortgage loans, residential property sales, and fees. I will leave it at that. If you want, to continue reading this particular article, we can drop it in the description box for you, and that way you can click on it, and you yourself will be able to continue to read about this particular article. But I want to wrap things up because I did indicate that we were running out of time, okay, for this particular discussion. But I want to caution you, like, to please just inform yourself so that you can protect yourself and you can protect those you love, because there are individuals out here who are working through corporations, entities, in utilizing the courts, okay, to assist them in committing fraud against you and identity theft. This is what happened to my grandmother.
Somebody open the door. Get off me! Come on, step back. Get off me! Step back. Get the keys. You got the keys in there? All right, let's lock it. Lock it. Huh? We're gonna lose the doors, so.
Oh, wow.
All right, then, let's go. Let's get mommy ready, because they're coming.
And did the courts here, did the system here, the legal system in the city of Philadelphia help? No, they did not. No, they did not. At every step of the way, they attempted to shut us down and ignore. Shut us down and ignore. And so with that, I leave you to, to hopefully find it within your hearts to assist us in spreading the word about what is happening. Information is power. Knowledge is power. A lot of times when these things happen, they sweep it under the rug to try to keep it quiet. For those of us who have a voice and want to talk about these issues, bring these issues to your attention, they want to label you or begin to contrive documents to present you as being either a criminal. Rich Long was unlawfully arrested, and he continues to be unlawfully detained. They are working, conspiring together to try to bring him up on charges when he was the individual who was victimized.
Taking him. What's going on?
Why are you taking me? Just can you just say why you taking me? What's the warrant?
Tuesdays, 6 p.m. here on Keeping People Real TV, for the indigenous people, by the indigenous people. Thank you, and good night.